The effort, Mike, the effort that we've taken
I know.
to make sure this show happens.
We've taken, it's you, the effort you've taken, Mr. Traveling Man. You're all over the place. All I have to do is come into a bedroom in my house and sit here and talk about the ridiculous stuff going on in the world. You're the one that's carrying a mobile studio with you wherever you go.
Yeah, but you have to support me while I'm trying to pull it all together and make me not jump out the window here at the Home to Suites Inn in Columbus, Ohio. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm just happy you made it, to be honest. I'm happy we made it through another week, especially you flying all the time. It's a little dicey out there with the flying anymore. It seems anyway.
That's a good point. It does have that feeling. I mean, I know some of it is this notion that you hear one story and then you hear a second story and you go, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. But yeah, I mean, there's yesterday at Midway there was a thing and.
Another lady said at DCA or something, some other I read online, and you never know what's true or not, but they were getting ready to take off, and the pilot jammed on the brakes because like something had kind of gone in front of it. It's like, what is going on? Seriously.
I was really amazed this morning. I left Austin, Texas, and we're sort of just doing the taxi thing out, and there was all these birds, these little starlings, like these tiny little baby birds just buzzing all over the plane. It's like, aren't they supposed to not be, or don't they have things? Don't they have I don't know what they do. They have, I don't know, coyotes or something to chase them away. Anyway, there were a lot of birds. It was freaking me out.
That's not great. That's not great when you get a lot of birds flying around. It's kind of like the way I feel, though, if you're a bird and you get hit by a plane, you still should get out of the way. You should be used to them by now. That's on you more than anything else. Speaking of airplanes, even Air Force One apparently has a little bit of issues.
Even the president had some turbulence. Yeah, let's see. This is where.
And he was talking. Go ahead. This is where he was talking about Fort Knox, right? He's got By the way, first of all, why you have them gathered? What looks to be you coming out of the Air Force One crapper. It looks like he's
that,
just coming. Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm just coming out. Everybody, don't go in there for another 15, 20 minutes. I left an Eric Trump back there. It's going to stink up the place for a little bit. So first of all, there's that. Then he's talking about we're going to Fort Knox to make sure the gold's still there. Does he think Nicolas Cage and National Treasure happened? Like they were stealing all the gold in Fort Knox? But the crux of this video is.
They're looking at. We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there.
That right there is a very weird statement. We're going to go to Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there.
I tell you what, though, you go in there. I've laid some bricks. There's definitely some stuff. There's definitely some bricks in that Fort Knox behind me. Woo! Someone please get it. But yeah. So he's talking about this, which is just an asinine statement. Like I said, I don't know if he thinks Mission Impossible took over. I don't know if he thought in the cover of night the gold was just taken out by Cobra Commander. Okay, but he continues.
Hold on. I just realized something. Hang tight for just a second because I need to find. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch the rest of this video, but I just noticed something about this video. So watch what happens next. You won't believe it.
You know that we're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that? That was a bad bump.
Are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens.
That was a bad bump.
Bad bump.
That was a bad bump.
Why did he feel necessary to change his voice? One, and it's called turbulence. You've been president once before. It's not a bad
He owns
bump.
airplanes.
That's true too. He's been all over the world. That was a bad bump. Maybe sit down.
Was a bad bump.
It's like he turned into Oscar.
Someone said that he sounded like the Aflac duck. Aflac, bad bump.
We're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that? That was a bad bump.
Are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens. But one of the things we do want to look, I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
also. It's
Why?
not
the gold
the
isn't there, we're
fabled.
gonna be-
It's not the fabled Fort Knox. It's an actual place. It's not. It's
You
not
know,
like It's not like Emerald City. What is he talking about?
It's not like Frodo and them going to the middle of the volcano to throw away the one ring to rule them all. It's a real place, the fabled Fort Knox.
And he is such a master at answering whatever the hell question he wants to answer at any given time.
Oh no, yeah, it doesn't even pay attention.
Yeah, because the reporter is asking about military cuts and some other things like that, and he just keeps talking about Fort Knox.
I want him to do the rest of the in this voice.
We'll see what happens. But one of the things we do want to look, I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the gold have gone?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
God,
Then why
bless,
are we
that's
going?
weird. Yeah.
Him and Samwise Thumbface over there are going to Mordor to make sure that the gold is still there. God bless.
That's what I wanted to address is the just give me just a second here.
Okay, no, that's fine. I wanted him to do the rest of the press conference in the bad bump voice, though. Like, we're going to Fort Knox, right? The fabled Fort Knox. Oh, that was a bad bump there. It's just like, where the hell did that come from? And maybe have a press conference not coming out of the crapper. That's the other part of the equation. That I'm just like, maybe just wait till he gets back seated where he sits and eats his fast food on Air Force One.
Yeah, I didn't notice it in the first playing, but yeah, the guy to the president's left. Okay.
All right. If you're watching the stream on the right, if you're just listening to the podcast later on, by the way, comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate all of that. But yeah, he looks like a thumb.
Hang on.
Okay.
Just hang on for just a second.
Okay.
All right, hang on. Damn it.
They're going through the machine. I get that. Oh yeah, it is that guy.
Tell me it's not Odd Job.
It's Odd Job. It's Odd Job.
In Fort Knox.
Yeah, you don't want to let Odd Job in Fort Knox. He's going to steal all the gold.
In Fort Knox.
That's terrible. What are you doing? That's a bad bump. Holy crap, they're going to reenact a Bond movie. Odd Job's already in Fort Knox. Trump's playing the role of James Bond. He's bringing his own Odd Job into Fort Knox.
Tell me that's not the same guy.
It's the same guy. It's the exact same guy. You know how much he loves to hire people he's seen in movies or television.
Right.
So that's why he's got Odd Job as his left-hand man there. Good catch, Johnny.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
catch. Odd Job is on Air Force One.
See?
Yeah, same guy. Same exact guy. Absolutely
Where is Sean
ridiculous. First of
Connery
all,
when we need him?
yeah. First of all, I didn't know Odd Job was still alive, let alone still being employed by the federal government. All right, let's clickbait this next one. This will get us another 20,000 views. Trump lets world-renowned spy into inner circle, and that's going to be the headline of this particular bit. We've got it. Done. Podcast over for today. Another 20,000 people are going to click on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is such a great scene.
It is. Fight scenes have come a long way, though. But yeah, that is the same guy that was on the airplane. Oh, right in the back.
See?
Get him right in the duodenum.
This is how it's all going to end. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know,
There's that guy.
you know how we usually insist on keeping the show on track and not getting distracted
Oh yeah,
by
yeah.
things.
That's a one thing. We're very much not the Doug from Up squirrel of podcasts on the internet. No, we're very focused and very straightforward.
Right.
But we do have another airplane story. Thank God you didn't have to deal with this. This poor bastard here and his wife. It is absolutely bonkers. Yeah. So here's what transpires. this couple, Mitchell Ring and Jennifer Collin, were on a flight from Melbourne to Doha, and they had some extra seats by them. So like, sweet, we lucked out. But apparently the dream trip to Venice quickly turned to a nightmare when a passenger died whilst in the air.
Oh, my God.
The crew, so they're flying, and all of a sudden, like, apparently this lady passed away in kind of the walkway there, and the crew decided to put the dead passenger's body in their row for the remaining 4 hours of the flight.
Jeez.
The couple said they were traumatized by the incident, which unfolded when a woman walked out of the bathroom. See, that was a bad bump.
That was a bad
bump. Collapsed next to their row. So she comes out of the toilet, collapses in the row next to him. They say, here's the kicker, Johnny. Unfortunately, the lady couldn't be saved, which was pretty heartbreaking to watch. They tried to wheel her up towards business class, but she was quite a large lady, and they couldn't get her through the aisle.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So this overly obese woman comes out of the bathroom.
And so they just dropped her off right in his seat?
Mm-hmm.
Right in his row?
Right next to him. Yeah. The only thing I can think of is coming out of the toilet and collapsing is the Dennis Leary bit of like the last bit of kingly evidence floating the toilet behind him. They said they looked a bit frustrated. Then they just looked at me and saw seats were available beside me. My wife was on the other side. We were in a row of 4. They said, "Can you move over, please?" I said, "No problem." Then they placed the lady in the chair that I was in. The couple claims the cabin crew did not offer them a different seat to move to with a passenger in the row behind them, instead offering a spare seat to nervous flyer Colin. There are a few spare seats I could see around us, and he spent the remaining hours of the flight in the same row as the corpse.
God, I would sit in the jump seat where the flight attendants sit.
And not only that, so he not only did he have to sit in there next to the big old dead woman for the next 4 hours. When they landed, he was told that he had to wait for the medical team to come before he could. He said he spent the remainder of the flight in the same row. He was told to stay seated as the medical crew took off blankets covering the body after the plane had landed. "Sorry, sir, you're gonna have to stay in your seat. We gotta take the blanket off the dead fat woman and roll her out here before you can actually get out. Our apologies, sir."
Oh, man. Then the priest has to come in and give the last rites.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He says, "I can't believe they told us to stay. It wasn't nice." They haven't been offered any support from Qatar Airways. They have a duty of care towards their customer as well as their staff. We should be contacted to make sure. Do you need some support? Do you need some counseling? I don't really know how I feel. I would like to speak to somebody to make sure I'm all right. Said the pair was now trying to make the best of their Italian holiday of a lifetime. I'm trying to make the best of a pretty hard situation, but we're on holidays, so we're really trying to have a good time. Beside the fact that I was next to a dead fat woman for 4 hours on a flight. They went on TV, and since they appeared on TV, the airways says they're looking into the situation. Qantas, which the couple booked the flight through, said it will speak directly to the couple. They booked the tickets through Qantas and traveled with Qatar Airways. The process for handling incidents on board an aircraft like this is managed by operating airline, which is the case is Qatar Airways. So Qantas is saying, "Yeah, you got the tickets from us." What's that?
Speak to them about what?
I don't know, to make sure that they're okay. I mean, he wants some counseling, wouldn't you? Knowing that for 4 hours you're sitting next to a dead person?
Yeah, that's horrifying. I'm sorry for the microphone, but yeah, that's horrifying.
I mean, that's just a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
You just one just to witness someone passing away on a plane would be bad enough that you would have to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening on my plane." And then to have them try to roll. How was the trying to roll her down the aisle? Was it kind of like
put your knees in, put your elbows in, please? Coming down, cart coming through.
Was it like the Peter Griffin thing with a frog trying to get it out the window, where they're trying and it's like its knees hitting and everything else, and finally they just give up and say, "Oh, here's an empty seat. Sorry, sir."
Wow. Yeah, there's got to be a better way. I mean, because instead of putting her, wouldn't it have been easier to move the two of them to other seats?
Other seats Right. And
Give
then
her the
just give her
entire
whole
row.
Just lay her down across all four, put a blanket over, and just no one needs to see it.
Put the inflatable boat that comes out the stairs. Put everything over her. And
Yes.
And then let everybody off the plane before you do anything else.
Yeah. Bad enough you have to sit next to her for 4 hours, then you land and go, oh, thank God, I can get out of here. But no, you must stay until the medical staff comes, and then, yep, we got a dead one. Take the blanket off. How are we going to get her out of here? I don't know, Merle. What do you think? Well, we got to turn her sideways, and can we get a wheelchair from somebody down there? Like,
you got to reach over her to get your little snack box. I mean, it's just everything about it.
Do you even eat the snacks at that point? I mean, having to reach over. Right. Do you even eat the snacks? You go, I don't know. I mean, you have a story to tell people forever, but I don't know. I don't know if I could enjoy my holiday in Venice, knowing that I sat next to a dead person for 4 hours.
Prop your iPad up on her big belly and binge.
I didn't even think about that. Could have used her as a pillow. God, it's so much roomier now. Nice and soft. Let me fluff those real quick. Just lay down and sleep. That was a restful 4 hours. Hey, can I take her with me on the holiday? So
They're looking at everything.
Nightmare scenario.
They're looking at. We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is
big
there.
bump.
You know that we're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that? That was a bad bump.
That was a bad bump. Do you think that's the way the people in the aisle felt when she fell down and died? Was there also a tremor along there? That was a bad bump.
Oh,
nightmare scenario.
That is crazy.
But we have a nightmare in the air and a nightmare on the ground.
Yeah,
that happened outside a store, wasn't it?
Yeah, check this out. There's a guy who was standing outside of a store with a Chucky doll and apparently threatening people,
as one does.
And so we call upon the crack reporting team over at Local 10. Hang tight for a second. Let me pull this up to tell us exactly how this all transpired.
We have people calling, and you really have no reason to be in the area.
I understand that.
What the Chucky is going on here?
Go on your way and don't cause another issue.
Just when you think you hear it all.
They called us again.
What did I do?
I don't know. What happened?
I was just walking.
You didn't talk to anybody?
You want to bet? No, with all respect.
No, I don't need to bet with you, man.
As you can see on body-worn cameras, Surfside police get the call. Someone is waving around a Chucky doll and scaring people outside a local market when cops say the suspect couldn't get beer. They warn the guy, but Chucky is back. No, not the movie.
Tonight, Chucky.
The doll in Surfside. And this time, cops aren't playing around.
Come on, man.
Rick Arias going to jail on a disorderly conduct charge. Jail, a place he is familiar with. Look at this rap sheet that dates back years, including charges of DUI, aggravated battery, disorderly intoxication.
Chucky.
So yeah, why on earth was he even floating around out there for this to happen?
With the Chucky doll.
Right.
But did he think that he was going to try to make money of like, hey, want to take a picture with Chucky? And I'll go behind the bench, $5, and you can take a picture with this Chucky doll. Was that what was he trying to do? Make it like Times Square,
right,
where they have all those ratty characters that are third rate?
Yeah, no, I don't know, but he was hauled away, which is great.
We got called that you were chasing people with the snow.
And as police take him to jail, obviously for them, this is not a game. I've covered a lot of stories. I've never covered one about some guy allegedly going around scaring people with a Chucky doll. Now, if you're asking the question, try to get the doll. This is the best I could do. If you're asking the question, what did police charge him with? Well, it was disorderly conduct. As I said in the story there, this guy has been in and out of jail for quite some time. He got a bunch of warnings, and he went to jail. No word, though, on if his doll is facing
All right, shut up. I mean,
That guy was terrible.
Yeah, he was awful.
By the way, that was terrible. What?
The reporter was terrible, and the guy with the doll is terrible. Yes.
I'd rather hang out with the guy with the doll than the reporter. What the
That
Chucky?
bad, huh?
And oh my! Well, there made no sense for him to have the costume at the end.
No,
When he's just like, I try to get it down, but I couldn't. So I'm just holding up this costume, and I too am disorderly conduct, and because I'm bothering people here.
You're right.
It's like that was unnecessary.
that's distressing in and of itself as a news reporter walking around trying to intimidate people with a Chucky doll. Yeah.
Can I see a Chucky doll? I got a Chucky doll. God bless.
And then we go to this guy who has been charged with killing a man by giving him an atomic wedgie, is what we're being told.
That can happen?
Yeah.
That can happen.
You evidently can kill a man. And I love this because I think anybody who was picked on as a kid, because, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, tell me he doesn't look like he was like a school bully.
Oh, he looks like a bully. He looks like a bully, but I always thought it was an urban legend that you would die from an atomic wedgie.
Brad Lee
What did you
Davis.
call it? By the way, did you call it wedgie or did you call it? There are other terms for it. Wedgie was one of them, but I remember distinctly around our neck of the woods it was called an undie grundy as well. That people would
Never
call
heard
it.
that.
Yeah, it was an undie grundy. You know what wanted a wedgie or an undie grundy? But so this
Bradley
guy took
Davis,
it all the way.
He pleaded guilty in May to first-degree manslaughter in the death of Davis St. Clair, according to court documents. He admitted, I love this, he admitted in court documents to giving St. Clair, quote, an atomic wedgie by pulling St. Clair's underwear over his back and head, allowing the elastic band to wrap around his neck.
Oh, it
That's
was
what
a
killed him.
asphyxiation?
Yes.
Oh, my God. It was like a weird, almost Michael Hutchins situation with your privates and your strangling.
So, I mean, that's even more than atomic, I think. I mean, that's like thermonuclear wedgie.
Well, I'm trying to think. So okay. So I'm just trying to envision. So he grabs and he pulls him over. Oh, okay. So once he gets it, he pulls it all the way over to here.
Yes.
Where, oh my God, that's nuclear. That's past atomic.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, because atomic would just be covering your eyes.
Right.
When you go
you kind of
here,
get it on your head or something, and then, yeah. But yeah, he successfully, and by the way, that's some pretty stretchy underwear when you think about that.
Yeah, I think it's almost on the guy who died. You need a little bit better underpants.
You're right. Yeah, we should blame him.
Yeah, you should be one that snaps. This shouldn't be that stretchy. What kind of underpants are you wearing?
Yeah.
Same
thing. Yeah, you would think that would have ripped. Court papers state Davis first claimed he was trying to defend himself during a fight inside his mobile home. Oh, it was in a mobile home. What do you know about that?
Oh, shocking.
He claimed St. Clair was drunk and bad-mouthing his mama.
Oh, God. Now the obituary makes sense. If you read death by atomic wedgie and it says in the local mobile home park, you go, okay, that makes sense now.
Isn't that terrible? Davis was the one who at the time and then called 911 out of himself. He said it happened in a heat of passion. That sounds a little weird. And that the fight got out of hand and went too far. But a plea deal, and now he is facing 30 years in jail.
Well, here's the thing about that. Like, it seems like a schoolyard fight taken to the nth degree, right? The fight started because someone was bad-mouthing someone else's mama.
Yeah.
And then it ended with a nuclear wedgie. Like, I mean, that is like stuff that would happen when you're 5 or 6. Like, don't talk about my mom. And then, you get pulled up and the wedgie comes. But, man, that just kept on going.
And as a grown man, that's the best you can come up with is to give the guy a wedgie.
But what a way to go. What a way to go, huh? How do you explain that to everybody when they're going through the receiving line of the wake of like, oh, it's too bad about Davis. He choked, huh? Yeah, atomic wedgie. Yeah, and then atomic wedgie. That's what killed him. We made sure he doesn't have underpants in the afterworld.
Meanwhile, on our parade of nightmares, a student lit his apartment on fire while trying to hide his, quote, inflatable girlfriend.
Oh, poor guy.
This incident occurred at a dormitory in a university, and this is in China. The student's roommate arrived home unexpectedly while he was apparently having a date.
I was going to say, now here's strike one on inflatable girlfriend man is if you knew you were going to get intimate that night, you got to put a tie on the door.
Or a rubber hose.
I mean,
yeah.
Or something along those lines. You had to have discussed this previously so that you wouldn't be intruded on quickly by your roommate to know that you have your inflatable girlfriend out ready to go.
Exactly. The student's roommate arrived unexpectedly, and the panicked student then decided, here's how he was going to hide the doll. He lit it on fire, which then sparked. Okay. Which then sparked a bigger blaze and set off all the alarms in the building. Don't you just stick it with a pin and shove it under your bed?
Or just let it, yeah, exactly. Just pull the plug on it. I don't know where that would be located,
but fly around the room.
Let it just, yeah, exactly. Or say, hey, I'm going to a friend's bachelor party, because now everyone knows that you have the sex doll.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's a terrible solution. A terrible solution to a terrible problem. Security guard then called the fire department. They extinguished the flaming doll, and nobody was hurt. The dormitory then set a statement about the incident, warning other students, please.
If you're going to have an inflatable doll, please do not set it on fire, no matter what kind of weird kink you have going on.
Well, here's how they amicably stated. It said, please do not use open flames to handle silicone items or other flammable materials in the building. Items that are no longer needed can be disposed of in the rubbish bin, without actually just calling this dope out on lighting things on fire.
By the way, can we go to the comment there? I think Paul kind of sums this up best thus far of the show. I'm honored to reside on the same planet as these people. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? They make us feel better in comparison. Well, yeah. I'm with the living, and I didn't light a sex doll on fire, and I haven't been asphyxiated by an atomic wedgie. I'm doing okay for myself today. Small victories. Small victories.
Boy, and I tell you, something else that's going to make you feel good, Paul, is you won't be one of the people, but somebody will buy tickets to the next Fire Festival.
How are we letting this happen? Who gave funding? I mean, we had the funny memes. We had the documentaries. Everyone made fun of the guy who was going to go down on the guy to get the bottled water. We all know how terrible it was. And yet someone let him out of prison early, and two thought, he can't mess it up again. We're all about redemption here.
Yeah, if you don't know the full story, yes, there are two different documentaries on Netflix and on Hulu, and what it was supposed to be was this amazing luxury getaway for the uber wealthy, and you'd be on this secluded island with all these absolutely magnificent huts that you were going to stay in, and there was going to be a big and it just went completely pear-shaped. Oh, my God.
Blink-182 is going to be there. All these influencers are going to be there. The Kardashians are showing up. You would spend your nights on super yachts, and then you would go over to the island during the day, and you're going to have like 5-star chefs were going to be there and everything else. And as the documentary goes on, if you watched it, it ended up being cheese sandwiches. All the bands said, no, sir, right. We're not going to be showing up. So they all pulled out. So there was no bands. Then there was no 5-star chefs. Then there were just cheese sandwiches, and it kind of almost devolved into Lord of the Flies.
Oh yeah, there was no plumbing. There was no electricity. The whole thing was goofed. But there is a new website live offering a limited number of tickets, ranging from $1,400 to $1.1 million.
Good Lord.
Fire 2, he
Oh,
says,
that's okay.
isn't really about the past. It's really about me. It's about taking the vision, which is strong. And didn't he have some crazy, what was that weird credit card he had back in the early 2000s? I mean, the guy's history is scamming people and screwing things up.
Yes. I don't know. If someone asked Ja Rule if he can come on the show and talk to us, because Ja Rule got away scot-free in that whole thing. Is Ja Rule going to be partnering with this one again? Because the crazy thing is they brought him on the Today Show to talk to. So they're giving him free advertising
Insane.
to scam more dumb mopes.
Yeah, he needs to be in jail with Atomic Wedgie Guy. Here's what he says: if you spend the $1 million, you'll be on a boat and have luxury yachts that we partner with, which will be docked and parked outside the island. Fire is not just about this, like luxury experience. It's about adventure. So you'll be scuba diving with me. You'll be bouncing around to other islands and other communities on small planes. There's no way this is going to happen.
No. What he means bouncing around is, and these luxury yachts will be a pontoon boat, and you'll be bouncing around in those like bananas that people can go around in on the water, and it's going to look like an airplane. Like there's not going to be anything major here. Who's buying the ticket to that?
Yeah, you'll be bouncing around like Trump did on his plane.
You know about
Exactly.
That? That was a bad bump.
Are they eliminating more national security positions?
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a
I want my
bad
$1 million
dump.
back and the gold.
Exactly.
I want the gold.
We're gonna go to Firefest to make sure the food is still there. Bad bump. The fabled Fire Festival. We're gonna go there and check out, make sure the bands and the yachts are there. If they're not gonna be there. We're not gonna be happy. We're not gonna be happy if we go there. We don't find the boats and the planes. It's gonna be a bad bump. I'll bring our job. We'll beat the hell out of Billy McFarland.
That's right. So, yeah, this is, I think, slated for end of May, beginning of June, I believe is what I saw the date on here. There's a website up where you can buy your... And people are going to buy tickets.
They are. Is there a press release, like a press pack? Can we get him on the show? Try to grill him a little bit to get more details? Can we go Billy McFarland on there as Paul knew his name right off the bat?
Why not?
I don't know. Let's interview him. That's fine.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine anybody beyond the Today Show is going to want to give this guy. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is messed up.
Yeah, one of the perks is going to be when you fly there, you get a dead person sitting next. one of the non-survivors from the Arizona Fire Festival will be there next to you. Like, oh, what happened here?
If you haven't watched in the documentaries, the one on Hulu and the one on Netflix, it will make your head spin as to how screwed up it is. I mean, it's like you have to try to screw up this bad.
Yeah, if you watch the Woodstock '99 documentaries and thought it couldn't get worse than that, that was a mere drop in the bucket compared to what Fire Festival was.
Good,
with how off the rails that went.
And now we're getting another one.
Why? Are we getting another one, or are we just going to get another story? I'm not convinced we're getting another Fire Fest. We got a website for one.
Yeah.
The other one had a website. I don't know if we're actually going to have any type of festival per se.
You know, when you think about the stuff that the other cons that he has executed, he does something. It always unravels into something horrible. Why is he not in jail?
Do you think he got? Let me just spitball something to you and to the people viewing, and comment freely if you would like. You can also call. I think we have a phone number. It's there it is, 707-4-MONKEY. Do you think he was inspired to try again because of the news coverage of the Willy Wonka thing that took over the internet? That was this whole going to be Willy Wonka experience, and ended up being like some burnouts sitting there giving your kid mini candy bars. Like, do you think he was inspired of like, even if I fudge it up again as bad as this, I'll at least get publicity and I'll take some dumb mope's money along the way?
Oh yeah, I mean he's got no remorse. He doesn't, that's not the concern.
No, but I'm just wondering if that was like one of the keys where he's like, well, hell, if this person isn't in jail for the Willy Wonka experience,
right,
then why not bring back Fire Festival? Why not try it?
You can do the Willy Wonka. Wasn't there like a Downton Abbey? Or what was that? What's that British show? The Bridgerton. There was another one that was.
Oh yeah. There's another one of those. Yeah,
same kind of thing.
It was like all ham sandwiches and like cold Arnold Palmer iced tea or Arizona iced tea instead of like tea and crumpets.
Trump got reelected. There's all kinds of where everybody's getting a second chance. Everybody who shouldn't be getting a second chance is getting a second chance right now.
They are. Exactly. Louis C.K. is going to be on the show next week, ladies and gentlemen. Louis C.K. Harvey Weinstein's producing a new movie. Might as well. Let's do this.
Might as well. And if it all kind of feels like a shot to the nuts, it does. If life just kind of feels like you're getting get just clobbered in the newts, let's look at this horrible moment in hockey. Who was playing?
That is the Utah Hockey Club. That's their actual name.
That's their
they
name.
used to be the Arizona Coyotes against the Vancouver Canucks. Out of all, and this Utah Hockey Club player is trying to clear the puck. Right, I believe they're on the penalty kill. He's trying to clear the puck here, and he has it just ill-timed by the referee. And as you saw on the still frame, you know what's going to happen next. He's going to get hit right in the Canuts.
Is not up. Obviously, you see Kerfoot. He knows where the net is, but what he doesn't know is that the official is standing right.
Like even the cameraman panned away. He was like, "We can't look at this. I need to keep this thing moving. We can't look at this."
That's a murder scene in that guy's nether regions going on right there. And just the way he reacts, I'm just like, look at that, like, oh no.
Yeah, you have to really watch it in the slow mo when it comes up, because not only look where the puck is right there. Not only does he brace himself because he knows what's about to happen, but you see his neck snap back like a Zapruder film.
He knows where the net is, but what he doesn't know is that the official is standing right there in the line of fire, and that is not something you want to see anyone.
I'll tell you what, he just got a great round of applause from the crowd here at Delta Center, and
standing ovation. He is a war hero. He is a war hero, my friend.
Like a 99-year-old at Normandy just got out of his wheelchair. It's like, come on.
Yes. Give it up for this guy. I will say, as someone who has dabbled in hockey, usually I'm wearing a cup. That's usually a thing you want to skate with. Some of my teammates did not. But the one nice thing is, you immediately get a nice feel of ice when you crumple to the ground because you're on ice. So immediately the swelling kind of goes down right away because you fall right onto the ice because the boys have just been split right in the old 5-hole.
So if you're ever in that situation, we didn't have a mic on the ref there, but he was probably just saying, "Leave me here. Just leave. I will absorb all of this ice."
I live here now. Boom!
Ooh, look at his neck go back.
Right.
Watch his neck go back.
Exactly. Right in the Canuts. That poor SOB.
Oh, God. Got him right in the maple leaf.
So out of all the situations, let's rank them before we go through the history of other nut shots. Out of all the situations we've talked, which would you prefer? Being accosted by a drunk man with a Chucky doll.
Okay.
Sit on a flight next to a fat dead woman for 4 hours. Get hit in the nuts with a hockey puck. Go to Fire Festival 2. What else am I missing? Or die by asphyxiation because of an atomic wedgie. What is the hierarchy of things you would prefer to do?
Did you mention burning yourself down by your inflatable doll?
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah. I forgot about almost burning your entire dorm room down because of your inflatable girlfriend.
Yeah, I think that's probably if it's not sitting next to the fat dead woman, I probably would just burn myself down with my inflatable girlfriend.
That'd be the worst thing, or that'd be God. This would be low. They'd be one of the lowest ones on my list.
Good
just
gravy.
Flapjack right in the nuts. I mean, if you go back in the slow mo. the guy who's trying to clear the puck, he doesn't really get it on his blade flush, so it's spinning this way. And so it whaps him flat right in the ding dong. His ding dongs get ding donged, and then it flattens out again.
Gave him the old blender.
If you watch it, yeah. I mean, it was just look at it. See, it's not spinning right. It's just foam. So it's hitting tip and nut right at the same time. Just ba-boom. And he goes down.
Probably twisted it around. God only knows what the hell happened there.
Yeah. The left is on the right. The right is on the left. The Franks are above the beans. I mean, it's just bad news all around.
Not how Isadora Duncan died when her neck got snapped back from her. Good blood.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did want to...
He deserved that standing ovation. Now that I look at the way that puck was going, that's a standing ovation indeed.
Oh, yeah. That's a meat grinder.
That's exactly that. It looks like a bratwurst down there now. You got its casing all over the place.
So it made us, we wanted to search out some of our favorite clobbers in the nuts.
Nichols.
Sports. Yeah. And even in the gentlemanly sport of tennis, you're not safe.
No.
Ooh, geez, it's got that lady right in the stomach.
Now you heard the Australian.
In the stomach?
He said, got him right in the stomach, but no, he didn't get him in the stomach. He got him in the nards.
Yeah. Slow-mo replay. Everybody gets the same position when they get hit right in the square in the nuts.
Boom. I mean, there was just no...
It's the same position as the ref. Yeah. Bent over, head snapping back, just right in the balls.
Yeah, and the ball boy goes out there to find, It's like, I got a souvenir.
Would you like this as a souvenir? I got it for you. Right in the old bean bag.
Kaboom.
Oh,
brutal.
And that thing was coming at a high rate of speed.
Yeah.
I mean, that serve was probably going over 100 miles an hour right in your balls.
Let's see.
No one wants that.
Here we go. Carl, who is it? Boozler, right?
Carlos Boozler. A throwback.
Boozer.
Yeah. A former Chicago Bull, former Iowa State Cyclone as well. No, take it back. Carlos Boozer was a former Duke Blue Devil. I was thinking Marcus Pfizer, not Carlos Boozer. Boozer, former Duke Blue Devil, member of the Bulls, makes a great play here against the Mavericks, and then another referee caught in the crossfire.
A pass. Boozer, strong move in the lane, and had enough to get it to go. Fist pumps and almost punched Dan Crawford.
There you see Booz with the spin move against Dirk.
He wristed that in. Oh, wow. He did get him.
By the way, look at the lady in the left-hand side. Look at that lady. He's like, oh, my God, I just saw what happened.
Funny you should mention the audience, because I did isolate some of the spectators that were over his shoulder because so he's just clocked the ref right in the nards, and you can see people there. So you got this lady here. She knows what's going on.
Yeah, she's like, oh. As a fellow man, I feel you.
Yeah. Horror. Even that old lady down in the corner is like, I
didn't need to see that.
Yeah. Right over.
That guy looks like he got hit in the nuts. That's a sympathetic nut face right there. Like, oh. Oh, yeah, that lady also knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah. It's
right in the bean bags.
Cracks me up how quickly everybody knows that there is a problem there. We gotta watch that one more time, because that one tickles me to no end.
Yeah, because out of nowhere, you're not expecting it to happen, and the next thing all Boozer's trying to do is like fist pump, like and then just right in the ball. Like, what are the odds of that of that happening? Of him just turning around and right in the referee's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 1 minute he's celebrating, and the next minute he's got a handful of the ref's groin.
Right in the overinator.
There you see Booz with the spin move against Dirk.
He wristed that in.
Oh, wow.
He did get
another two.
Lifted him off the ground. God almighty. Absolutely horrific.
That was a 5-point play there. He had the basket, a free throw, and 2 nuts. You had a 5-point play.
And then I think
Carlos Boozer.
one of our favorites over the years is French skier Yannick Bertrand.
Every part of this. Remember the guy last week that we talked about that gave us the pointer of play the video and then talk about it? That's the beauty of this video, is you just let it roll and speak for itself, and then we come in afterwards.
Through the yes turn. Yannick Bertrand. Oh, the gate to the groin for Yannick Bertrand, and you could hear it. And if you're a man, you could feel it. Wow, watch this again. Oh, the Frenchman. Oh, monsieur.
Right in his baguettes.
Wow, the boys took a beating on that one. Oh, just looking, I'm trying to stretch it out.
There is no amount of stretching in the world that will make that feel all right. That you take a slalom gate right in the ball, but like the way that slalom gate hits him, I mean, it dissects him right in the middle of the taintus. So I mean, he is hurting like no one's business.
Yeah, and even at this very point that you're looking at on the screen, it's going through his mind of, I need to make a turn really fast right now, or all hell is about to break loose.
Yes. It's like a dog that is outside too late. Oh, right there.
What do you do? What do you do? You can't. Right. Again, you just lay down in the snow and just pack snow around you.
And you're done. By the way, kudos to whoever was the announcer there. He was on it. He didn't fall into the trap of being overtly like innuendo-y. He was just very much on point of like, oh, the gate to the groin. Oh, Monsieur, the boys took a, like, he handled it with aplomb.
Yeah.
Like, he has waited his whole life. As a ski announcer, you don't really get a lot to say, right? Like, oh, he passed that gate. Great job. Now this one just, ugh.
Absolutely, Frank. You got that, yeah.
Oh, that guy who had it. Just the snapback
to the groin for Yannick Bertrand, and you could hear it.
Yes, you could. Go back to just the snapback. The snapback of just the force of that gate hitting him right in the old nards is just. Ready for it?
Yeah, right.
Crap.
Yeah, it's like a whip.
Yeah, it is. It's a whip. I think this should be a regular feature. This should just be a regular feature. If we follow every week, someone falling down or getting hit in the balls, and we play it back at 0.25 and just laugh our asses off at the pure pain that someone else is in.
I think even the guy who was using the parabolic microphone to catch the audio probably just couldn't believe what he was hearing in his headphones.
Oh yeah.
There, listen to that! Oh my God!
Oh, whap!
Yeah, it's just a firecracker.
Crackback. Yeah.
Ladies, I'm sorry that we're obsessing over this, but it's a Zapruder film.
Oh, a kendo stick. I know you just apologized to the ladies, Johnny, but I don't know if there's an equivalent.
I don't know. Yeah, probably not.
I don't know. We'll have to maybe look into that and see. But poor Yannick Bertrand. God,
baby.
Whatever happened to him? Children? Did he have to be like afterwards? I mean, how long was the injury?
Yeah, that's so funny because they always, for those of you who are old enough, they always talk about the guy on the Wild World of Sports intro who went tumbling down the mountain, and that's all he was ever known for. And really, I don't know if has Yannick Bertrand ever lived this down. I don't know.
I don't think he can. The boys took a beating on that one for your old Yannick Bertrand. There's no going back. When you're the guy that cracks himself in the nuts with the slalom gate, I think you got to change careers.
Almighty, and even
wouldn't it be something if he was Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and I love the color commentary, but even when the announcer goes, "Wow." Wow.
Oh, the gate to the groin for Yannick Bertrand, and you could hear it. And if you're a man, you could feel it. Wow, watch this again.
It's like his head snapped. It's like, wow, that was incredible.
That was amazing. Let's watch it again.
Oh, the Frenchman. Oh, Monsieur.
By the way, he placed 24th in those events. I just looked him up on Wikipedia. And he finished like dead last. God, all those days he woke up training for the Olympics early in the morning just to be known for racking himself in the balls.
Right.
He could have just done jackass. He could have just been like, watch what I'm going to do and be just as famous.
His whole family is watching. They're all gathered
There was somebody who was awake. Yep, exactly. There was a watch party somewhere for like, oh, Yannick is up, but he can do it. We believe in him.
It's like it's like that one shot after the Challenger explodes and everybody's got party hats on, but they're just they're going.
Right, that's exactly what it is.
Why
His
that picture came into my mind, I don't know, but it's just as bad. It's just as bad as the Challenger blowing up. And good night, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That was a bad bump. Oh, my God. Yannick Bertrand. So there you go. If you're ever feeling bad that the world has gone to hell in a handbasket, just watch that video and laugh and know you're not in as much pain as Yannick Bertrand is at that moment.
Man, and there's, there's an infinite amount of poor people in sports getting themselves racked. But that's a good time. I feel better.
Yeah, I thought for a second that maybe I was hoping I would go to Yannick Bertrand's Wikipedia page and it says he became an NHL official, and that was him that got hit in the Jimmy Junk in that game as well. But unfortunately, it was not Yannick Bertrand as the official there that night at that game.
He became the male model for truck nuts.
Because his had gotten so swollen from years of just being hit over and over in the groin.
What are we going to do with
nickels? Yes, exactly.
All right. Thanks for enduring while we're doing this. Or I'm doing it remotely anyway. I don't know if the quality was any worse than it normally is, but it felt a little bumpy on my end, Mike. But
I think the background was great. I love the soft hue of hotel lights.
Yeah, you like that?
So, by the way, if your roommate must then remember
fainting couch I got. Wow.
I know. That's pretty. So if through the night karma comes and you step on like a broom or something and it racks you in the nuts, you get a nice fainting couch to fall back onto.
Yeah, I think there's probably a bed in there too.
Probably so. That's probably a sleeper sofa there at a fine establishment in Columbus.
I've got two other beds. I mean, there's more. I have more beds than people.
Well, go get yourself an inflatable girlfriend. Just don't set her on fire before you leave.
Only here for one night.
You're all set up and ready to go.
Oh, my Lord. Frank wants to know if that's a map of Europe. Yes, that's Europe after Putin takes control over it. It's gonna look like this.
Right, that's exactly what it is. Look at the map of Europe. It's so artful.
It's all mine.
Look at what I've done. Exactly. In Russia, Pollock, Jackson, you. Little art humor to end the evening. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Yeah. We appreciate everyone.
Because that should not have been that funny. There was no reason for that to have been that funny.
All right. No, I was almost the Chucky guy there with that joke. So let's wrap this up. Wrap it up,
Good night,
folks.
everybody.
Wrap it up. Good night, everyone. Oh.